Yo, what up racer, it's Jerone here and welcome to a new F1 2020 league race video. This is AOR, the second round for season 21, and we are in Japan, Suzuka. So, coming into this race I did a little bit of preparation. I did one dry race run and also a wet stint, just first stint. But you're probably wondering, why are we skipping on to the second race already? Well, this is basically what happened in the first race. I got some error messages, so I was running third, or I qualified third for the alternative strategy, I believe, and I got to second place for the alternative strategy in the race before the pit stops, and I think someone in front spun as well, so I had sort of made up 2 places, but yeah, then the error messages happened and it was just a bit unfortunate really. But coming into qualifying for Suzuka now, I did a 26.7 as a banker, which is quite slow actually. My personal best in time trial was a low 0.7 I believe, but that's just for a really good lap. So currently we are on my best lap in the session, and as you can see it was quite tidy up until now. Could have done the S's a bit more aggressive, but here at the hairpin we make quite a big mistake, and that definitely cost me a bit of time. So going through Spoon, trying to absolutely send it around here, was still a bit conservative to be honest, but we still gained quite a lot of time and we're nearly 4/10 up now on our lap. So realistically you definitely want to do a lap that is below a 26, so into the 25s, but it doesn't quite look like we will make it as we go to the Casio triangle, trying to get a good exit, the shortest line, and in the end it was a 26.2, a low 26.2. So coming on to our final lap, and as I said already, it won't be our best lap and we invalidate. And I did decide to continue the lap, and we would have done a 26.085, which in the end would have put us only 1 place higher. But yeah, as you can see, if we would have made up 2 more tenths, then we could have realistically been fighting for P4. So for our strategy, I wanted to try to do an overcut for this race, because I felt my tire management was quite good, so I thought about pitting at lap 10, then going on to the mediums, which would easily make it to the end. Putting out a bit of fuel just to make the car lighter, because most likely we'll be in the DRS train, but the 5 red lights are on and we get quite a good launch, I would say, basically equal to everyone around me, although that being said, Ralph goes down my inside and we have to try and hold it around the outside, but for some reason he doesn't press the overtake, I think, so we still managed to hold our starting position, which is 9th place. So Suzuka is quite a hard track to overtake around, so I had to try and be a little bit aggressive on the opening lap, and I wanted to try and move down into the hairpin, but the car in front of me broke quite early, which kind of scared me, so I didn't really get a good run out of Dagner 2, so couldn't really make a move around in the hairpin. So I still tried to go around the outside, but didn't really work. Now we are under pressure from Ralph again, having to use quite a bit of overtake to stay ahead, but we do manage to keep in front of him going into Spoon. So as you will see coming up here, one of our main weaknesses for this race was the straight line speed. As you can see, yeah, Ralph is just closing in quite quickly, and I have to defend here going into the Casio triangle, braking a little bit late, locking up, but we do manage to hold our position for now. But yeah, this will be quite a repetitive issue going throughout this race. Ralph really gets a good run on us and our straight line speed is just lacking. I think I was running way too high downforce, as you could see if you paid attention. going into qualifying, then I was running 4.9 wings, which it just induces way too much drag, I found out. So, but anyways, for now we have a virtual safety car. I think someone has retired at the back of the field. So we are still in P10 at the moment, and yeah, just maintaining a bit of heat into the tires, saving a little bit of fuel. But actually the safety car ended so quickly. Usually it takes like at least 30 seconds, but this was a really quick virtual safety car, so I kinda got caught out a little bit, and I think everyone in front of me as well. So we dropped a little bit of a gap to the car ahead, but we did manage to catch up. And coming into Degner 2, the car in front of me, the Scottish man Ralph, disconnects from the session at quite an unfortunate place really, because we had to try and take a bit of avoiding action to get around him. And basically I just wanted to settle in the race for a bit, settle in the DRS train, see how the race would go along. But now we have a gap of 1.6 seconds to the car ahead, which we will have to try and close now, because it is vitally important. Well, not vitally important, but it's of course beneficial to stay within the DRS zone, which you get within 1 second. And as you can see, look at the delta, it's just going up and up and up and up due to our poor straight line speeds. Of course we do gain quite a bit of time back in the S's and the Degner section of this track, but yeah, overall it just wasn't the best setup really. It would have been a lot better to have a lot more straight line speeds, but my reasoning behind the setup was that I could get like really good launches off of the traction zones around this place, but yeah, just didn't really work out. Fortunately though, we do have more pace than the leading car of this pack, because we did manage to catch up to the pack again within 3 laps, so that is good. This will be the first time we get in within the DRS zone, and yeah, let's see what we can actually do from here. So yeah, this just really helps along this main straight. It saves like at least 0.2 of a second. So coming onto lap 8, going onto lap 9 now. I was quite surprised only one person decided to pit on that lap and try to do an undercut. And also on lap 9, only one driver, Excel Tin Can, is in the pit lane. No, excuse me, jeroschrijf is in the pit lane as well. So everyone decided to go on to lap 10, which is quite long, I would say. So perhaps I should have done an undercut, but at the end of lap 10 you can see everyone was pitting, and I was still confident that I still had some life left into my tires. So I decided to do the overcut strategy and pit on lap 11. So this is a vitally important lap for our race here. So we will stay on board for the lap, and I'm just trying to use everything that's left in the tire, all the rubber that's left, trying to absolutely yeet it around the S sections of this track. So braking here at the 50 meter boards. Quite unfortunate that one that's usually on the ground got knocked off, so I had to look at the wall there. But yeah, we go a bit deep here, going into the hairpin, and maybe I was over pushing ever so slightly to try to minimize the gap that basically everyone that's pitted ahead of us would get. So trying to absolutely send it through the S, no not the S section, spoon, and trying to get a good launch using quite a bit of ERS, and as you can see our tire wear has hit 70% now, so it definitely is time to come in for our pit stop. But as you can see on the dashboard, we are only marginally down on our best lap so far, so I would say that was quite a good in-lap. Now trying to attack the pit lane as much as possible, and we do. That was quite a good pit entrance, so let's see where we come out. The top 3 is... no, that's not the top 3, excuse me. The top 3 was basically ahead of everyone else in this race. They've all passed us now, so effective P4 is going down now. Then there's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and we sort of stay in P9. So I would say that the overcut worked quite well. We didn't lose touch with the cars ahead of us, and yeah, we have fresh tires for the rest of the race now. But
Pronto. Ship. Low boss. Svinal.
yep, that just happened. We basically lost traction on the curb and we span. So I perhaps could have defended from this Red Bull here, but I just decided to let it go, and as you can see on the dashboard, our tires are absolutely cooked. Already during the race it would at the highest get up to 101 degrees for the left front tire. So I had to take it a bit conservative after yeah, the quite unfortunate spin, I would say. So we are literally at the back of the pack now. Everyone behind us has DNF'd. There are only a few cars out on the alternative strategy, I think, who still have to pit. So I wasn't going to give up yet, and as you can see, we got up to the medium runner Bernardo Reis. I hope you say that in Portuguese. We got up to him pretty quickly and managed to get past on the straight, so that was quite good. But in the end, catching Teskel turned out to be quite a bit more difficult, as we also get our first penalty of the race. So that's also one of the main reasons I decided to continue, because I thought there were still some points on the line, especially if I could be able to keep it clean, but unfortunately we got our third warning there. But Teskel was a lot more difficult to reel in, and then finally on this lap I think we are finally close enough again to get into the DRS, so that's quite good. Yeah, at this point my idea was my medium tires should still be a lot faster than the hard tires of the cars in front of me, so I tried to use them to their potential to try and still make up some positions. And last lap we didn't really manage to get past, but on this lap we will try to go again. And unfortunately I screwed up my exit again, went way too wide on the second part of the Casio triangle, and it just cost me a lot of time down the straight. So we have to sit behind Teskel, the Frenchman, for another lap. But this time though we do get a lot better traction, and we are going to put it into ridge and overtake, DRS, slipstream, and as you can see his red light started flashing halfway down the straight, which means his ERS percentage is under 10%. So we get the move done. It took a bit longer than I had hoped it would take, but we did get past. And next up is the Turkish driver Sertak in the Mercedes. And as you can see, someone just spun it there, who unfortunately was only marginally in front of us, so it would have been better of course if someone spun who was a lot further ahead of us. And the same here holds for WTV Basti, as in the meanwhile we are trying to make a move on the Mercedes of Sertak, and we get it done around the outside on the straight, but we do run a bit wide and he tries to fight back, but we fend him off because we still have the better tire. So we still have 2.5 laps to go, and as you can see on the top left hand side, Sertak doesn't have a penalty yet, and we have a 3-second penalty, so we really have to try and push to get out of the 3-second window to gain only one singular point out of this race. And perhaps even the driver in front of us, Simu, I think that's how you pronounce it, he has 9 seconds of penalty, so that's 6 extra. But at this point I was just mainly focused on the driver, the Mercedes behind. And as you can see, we are running very low on the ERS now. We still have plenty of fuel to use for this last lap, so I just try to push it to the limit to stay ahead of Surtac, or better, 3 seconds ahead, to try and gain one singular point. It will be a confidence booster though to actually have 1 point coming into the next race, which will be Silverstone. But for now we are just trying to push as hard as possible, and it isn't looking very likely that we will get this place, because we have to make up 6 tenths going into the Casio triangle and on the exit of the Casio triangle. So ERS has run out, one final set of corners to negotiate, and coming out to the checkered flag, it will unfortunately be 2.4 seconds. But watch the top left hand corner. For some reason Surtac drops out of the points, so even at this point I don't really know what happened. It says we've gained 10th place, and in the end I think it is 10th place. Yeah, I'm recording this quite a lot later, and it's been confirmed that I did get 10th place, so really not sure what happened to Surtac there. But that's it for this video, guys. Takeaways from this are, I probably shouldn't have done an overcut. I should have had a different setup, and overall it would have of course been a very good idea to not bottle it and spin. So thank you for listening to this video. If you enjoyed it, then I would highly appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.